What is going on, everybody? Welcome back today here to another NBA talk type video, and it is going to be 5 NBA players, kind of stars that I think should be traded in this offseason that is never going to get traded, like DeMar DeRozan. I doubt he's going to get traded, or somebody like that. Like, these guys could have a shot at getting traded. We'll see, though. I mean, yeah, it's all speculation, so just drop a like on this video. I'm probably going to double upload today with a Celtics rebuild, given that they did lose last night, and it's Memorial Day today, so I'm hoping everybody's having a good Memorial Day. If you're barbecuing, hanging out with friends, family, hope you're enjoying your day. So yeah, here's 5 stars that I think should be traded in the 2018 offseason in about a month. Number 5, Kemba Walker. Now, Kemba Walker is, like, the Hornets are in such a, like, interesting spot. Now, it's not a good spot to be in. They have a lot of bad contracts. Like Batum, I kind of made a whole video on Kemba Walker, so I'm not going to talk about him too much. I did, like, 5 trades that I think they could pull off, or they should pull off. I'll talk about it a little bit here, like, for a minute or two, that they need to, like, Kemba is probably going to leave them, unless you want to give a 29-year-old, or however old he's going to be next offseason, in 2019, are you going to give him 30 mil? Are you going to give a 29, 30-year-old point guard 30 mil, 5-year max deal? I don't think so. It's not really going to fit your timetable unless you feel like he's the heart of Charlotte. I say you try to get a lottery pick right now. If you could flip him to the Clippers maybe for the 12th pick, and you could roll 2 first-round picks. If you can maybe just work out a trade to get a first-round pick, something like that, to something to, like, Detroit. I don't know about Phoenix, something like that. It would be interesting. Call up Phoenix, maybe give us, like Dragon Bender, or give us Marquise Chris in the 16th pick. We'll give you Kemba, something like that. Try to work out something like that. But I think that they should definitely try to move on from Kemba Walker in the offseason. Try to get a young player or a top lottery pick here. Or if you want to get a future pick, I would try to get maybe a young player you can develop and a future first, because he's not going to really fit your timetable. You really don't have any building blocks right now besides Malik Monk, and he looked like one of the worst lottery picks in this draft. But it's only a rookie year. A lot of people have had bad rookie years. And, it's pretty much you're going to roll with Malik Monk and whoever you draft at 11 this year. And, yeah, so I think that they should definitely move on from Kemba Walker. I think that era of him in Charlotte is over. And I think they got to move on before they lose him for nothing in free agency when they could have gotten something for now. Don't do what Atlanta did, or teams like that let people walk in free agency that leave, like the Thunder, maybe with Kevin Durant, but that's an extreme one. But like Al Horford, Hawks could have traded Al Horford or Paul Millsap and got something for them, but they were too incompetent or just too neglected to trade them because they felt too attached to them, and they got nothing for them when they left in free agency. So don't pull an Atlanta Hawks and get value for your player before he leaves you. Number 4, Marc Gasol. So Marc Gasol, like, I think I've talked about this in rebuilds, and I talked about this, I think, in my 5 teams that should rebuild or think about rebuilding. Marc Gasol is making $22 million or $24 million next year, and then $25 million with a player option in 2020. I don't know his age off the top of my head, but he's no way he's younger than 33 right now, so he's definitely up there in age. And you're a team that just won not a lot of games. You had the projected 2nd pick in this year's draft, and you got very unlucky, and I think you dropped down to 4. I think they number 2 projected. I could be wrong, though, but you had a top 5 projected pick no matter what. You're going to get a top 5 player in this year's draft at pick 4, depending on if they go like a Jaren Jackson Jr., if they go on Marvin Bagley, who's ever there for them at 4, whatever route they want to go. You're clearly not good. You're clearly not one of the top 8 teams in the Western Conference. Yes, Marc Gasol was hurt this year. Yes, Mike Conley was hurt for most of the year. You're not looking like you're going to ever beat the Warriors 1. You're not going to beat the Rockets 2. You're probably not going to beat Utah anytime soon. I don't even think like you could beat San Antonio with them and Kawhi Leonard. You're just your best years are past you, and it's time to just blow it up. If you want to keep your heart and keep one player, I say you keep, well, Mike Conley, nobody's going to take on his contract. You can still get value from Marc Gasol. I said it at the deadline. If the Cavs were willing to give up their Brooklyn pick for Marc Gasol, you do it. But obviously that wasn't happening. So I say whatever you can do with Marc Gasol. I don't know what team would maybe trade for him. Maybe if these, like, the Suns go Doncic at 1 and they maybe want a good center and Marc Gasol, and they would take that. You got to do it. You can't be so incompetent just to ride this guy's years that you could get value for your team and make you better in 2022, 2023, 2021, just not 2018 to 2020 when you're not going to be good. You're clearly not going to do anything in the playoffs if you somehow make the playoffs, because I'd still rather take Denver, Minnesota, even like the Lakers, possibly the Clippers, the Jazz, the Thunder, the Warriors, the Spurs, the Rockets over you. I still would rather take a lot of teams over you. I just don't think, I think you should just build around Dylan Brooks. You have young guys in Andrew Harrison, Wade Selden, even Reb. one of them could pan out to be a good player, not like a great player, but a decent player. You have Dylan Brooks. You're going to have a top 5 pick in this year's draft. Get another one next year. Don't do that good next year. Yes, it's going to suck. It's not going to sell you tickets, but you have to realize how good your team could be in 2021, 2022, and you could actually have a chance to win it all when the Warriors don't have this big four, or when guys get older or guys regress. You could actually have a shot at making it to the finals. You don't have a very good shot in these next couple years, so why hold on to Marc Gasol here? I would call teams that, I don't know, would be interested in the center. Maybe the Cavs would be interested at the 8th pick if they wanted to keep LeBron. You got them, because I'm pretty sure also next year, if you get a top 5 pick, I'm just remembering this now, you don't even have it. The Celtics have it. So maybe there is no point I mean, I think if it's top 5, you get it. If it's not top 5, they get it. The Celtics get it. So, hey, if you're bad next year, you get a top 5 pick, you get to keep it. And then maybe in 2019, 2020, you're a little bit better with Dylan Brooks progressing, possibly a new power forward this year, and Bagley or Jaren Jackson Jr., and maybe you can get a top 5 pick next year, and maybe a Cameron Reddish or a Zion Williamson, or perfectly an RJ Barrett, Romeo Langford. That would help out your team a lot. And I say you do that, and then you try to do better in 2019, 2020. You get like a round 15 to 20, and you don't really mind losing that when you could lose a top 5 pick, which is not going to be very good. Or if you lose like the 7th pick, that would suck. Or the 8th pick, it wouldn't be very good. So I would try to call a team maybe interested in the center for Marc Gasol. I don't know if the Clippers maybe want to stay relevant and try to make the playoffs, and maybe they would give up one of their first round picks if they were thinking DeAndre Jordan is definitely leaving them. Maybe if like Atlanta doesn't go center at 3 and they go like Michael Porter Jr., or you can even go Michael Porter Jr. at 4. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. And you can play him stretch 4 if you want to run him and Dylan Brooks at the 3 and 4. You can put Dylan Brooks at the 3. I really wouldn't give Tyreek Evans a big deal here. I would offer him what the Clippers just did with Lou Will. I would give him 3-year, $24 million. If he declines that, he declines that. All right, so be it. Walk. If he doesn't, try to, like, if he accepts that, that's a good deal. It's a good, reliable deal for that. You go either Michael Porter Jr. here, or Bagley, or Jaren Jackson Jr., and you try to trade Marc Gasol maybe for Atlanta. Maybe they would give you 2 of their first up picks because they have 3, and they would throw you maybe a young piece or a future protection, or you do like a swap wars next year or something. I don't know. I just say you try to get assets for Marc Gasol. Like I said, if Doncic goes 1, you can maybe sneak out like a Dragon Bender and the 16th pick, something like that. Or like the Clippers, you can get a pick from them. Just some team that would be interested. I don't really think the Celtics are going to be too interested. I think they're not going to be interested. And I don't know really teams off the top of my head that would be so interested in getting them. But maybe, I don't know, maybe you could swap Marc Gasol for freaking CJ McCollum. We've seen crazier things before. But yeah, Marc Gasol is definitely somebody I think that should get traded. Wow, I talked a lot about Marc Gasol. Number 3 here is CJ McCollum. Now, CJ McCollum, I've said this a lot ever since they got swept for, what, the 2nd straight year, and I think they're in their past 10 playoff games, they're 0-10. You gotta switch things up. I don't know, because I think you gotta either trade Lillard or you gotta trade McCollum. Now, Lillard, I think, is a lot better player than CJ McCollum, so you keep Damian Lillard. Now, I think you should definitely let Yusuf Nurkic walk in free agency unless he would come back for $15 million or cheaper. But he's a restricted free agent, so if some team offers him like 20 mil, some stupid team that offers him 20 mil, I say you don't match that. You stay away from that. You try to trade CJ McCollum. I've talked about this Cleveland pick a lot because maybe LeBron isn't like wanting to stay, and if I'm Cleveland, I really wouldn't trade the pick. But if you want to make LeBron happy, and LeBron, I'm saying I'm only staying if you add another superstar, that 8th pick. You call up maybe that you can get the 8th pick in Jordan Clarkson for CJ McCollum. Not bad. You can maybe get the 8th pick in Rodney Hood's rights. I don't know if you could trade for rights in the NBA. Probably not, but I know he's a restricted free agent this year or something like that, or Larry Nance, or like, I don't know, something like that. Maybe Jordan Clarkson, like I said, you could get for the 8th pick, or for McCollum, you can get the 8th pick, and then like another player you could roll on your squad. And you build around there. You hope Miles Bridges, Mikal Bridges, you can maybe pray Michael Porter Jr. falls there to aid. Doubt he does, but you could hope that happens. And then you could, you move on from McCollum. Clearly, it's not working. Like I said with the Grizzlies, don't let your best years be in these next 3. Look at the future. Look at 2021. Look at 2022. Look at 2023. When the Warriors aren't going to be this good, because you're clearly not going to be better than the Warriors anytime soon, unless somehow at pick 20, wherever you're drafting, usually every year, you land a freaking Kawhi Leonard type player, or a Paul George, or a Jimmy Butler, which, I don't know. Clearly, you haven't been that good of a drafting team. Like, Zach Collins is not a bad pick, but he's no freaking Donovan Mitchell that I think you took before him or something like that. Or I know they traded with the Kings. I don't know, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm getting at. You don't let your best years be this year. I know you want to sell tickets. I know it'll help out making revenue and making money and help your revenue status. But I just, you shouldn't waste your best years right now when you're just going to get bounced in the first round or bounced in the second round. Just, you got to switch things up, get younger, develop your guys, try to get more assets as it is. You got a lot of bad contracts, try to be a big free agency destination in 2022, stuff like that before Damian Lillard's prime is over. And yeah, CJ McCollum comes there at number 3 for this video. Number 2, Kevin Love. Now, I'm not ranking these in order of who's better or who I think trades. This is just me doing it off the head in whatever order I want to do. Now, Kevin Love, there's a one way I would trade Kevin Love, and that's if LeBron leaves. If LeBron leaves, you go full tank mode, full rebuild mode. It's going to be a crappy time in Cleveland. Remember the times before LeBron? It's going to be that again, but it's what you have to do to be good again, and it's not a bad thing. I pray you guys have your picks next year. I pray you do, and I pray you have them for the time being. If you don't, whatever I'm going to say now is good. Actually, let me research this. Okay, so in 2019, your first round pick is to Atlanta, but it's protected from pick 1 to 10. And 1 to 10 in 2020, and then I think it'll be unprotected by 2021 or something like that. Your also second round pick next year is also either going to Orlando, Sacramento, Jesus, but it looks like they do have their pick in 2020. So, hey, you try to be a top 10 pick next year, because if you don't, then it sucks and you don't even get it. But yeah, say LeBron leaves. If you could move Kevin Love, I don't know what team would maybe look at Kevin Love. Maybe you could think about trading him for Andrew Wiggins and doing that swap. That would be kind of wild, not going to lie. I would do that. I would try to build around Wiggins in Cleveland, and you do what you got to do, and you go full tank mode, and you make him kind of your star there. And then you obviously you have your 8th pick. That means you don't trade the 8th pick if LeBron's leaving. You say maybe you have Wiggins and you have Trae Young, or you have Wiggins and you have Colin Sexton, or Wiggins and Miles Bridges, or something like that, and you build around those guys. And then you land your pick next year. You get R.J. Barrett, you get Zion Williamson, you get Cameron Reddish, you get Romeo Langford, you get Bol, Sharif O'Neal, Naz Reid. One of these guys that you could also build around. And there you go. There's your big 3. There you go. Problem solved. You'll be 17th in the East the following year. I don't know. But I'm just saying if LeBron leaves, they should definitely try to trade Kevin Love to a team that would want to win now. I don't know if Chicago would be interested in Kevin Love. I don't know if really they're cool with playing Markkanen at center. I would say maybe Phoenix, but I've been saying Phoenix a lot in this video. I'm just trying to think of teams off the top of my head, like obviously Boston, but no, they don't really need a power forward because they're going to be playing Brown, Hayward, and Tatum all together next year. Clippers, I don't know. I'm just kind of rolling off a couple teams off the top of my head. Knicks would be kind of cool. No, I'm kidding. Maybe the Magic, I don't know. Some team that would maybe like to make a splash and do a little bit better. Portland, obviously, I don't know if they have the assets. Sacramento would be interesting. Maybe they'll send like Bogdanovich and a first or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, you try to trade Kevin Love. I think if LeBron leaves, you full reset, you rebuild. There's no point in keeping Kevin Love. That's gonna help you win like 3 or 4 extra games, hurt your draft stock, and maybe you end up with the 11th or 12th pick and you don't even get it next year. And you're paying this guy $28 million who might leave in free agency in 2 years, and he's pretty much I don't know. He's kind of past his prime. Honestly, maybe LeBron ruined his prime, I don't know, but we'll see. I would kind of like to see Kevin Love at the fresh start on a new team, I don't know, but yeah, so that's going to be it for number 2. I think Kevin Love should be kind of traded. That's asterisk mark if LeBron leaves the Cavs. So far we have Kemba, CJ McCollum, Kevin Love, and Marc Gasol. And the last one is Kyle Lowry, obviously of the Toronto Raptors. Kevin Love on the Raptors would actually be an interesting fit, but I don't think they're trading any of the young guys like OG, Jakob, or Pascal. But yeah, so I think it's time, like the recurring theme of this video, don't let your best years be this year. Maybe if LeBron goes to the Western Conference, you don't even think about this and you go all in next year where you don't have to face LeBron in the playoffs, and you can maybe challenge Boston or Philly. Don't know if it'll go well, but you can definitely challenge them, and you'll have a better shot than facing LeBron. But if LeBron stays in this Eastern Conference, man, you just had your best year in so long, and LeBron just had his worst team in so long, and he still swept you. So clearly, you're not going to get past them no matter what. Just don't let your peak years be right now. Don't let them be right now. I said Kyle Lowry maybe to the whatever 20th pick, something around there where Indiana is picking. Maybe they would do that. If you could work out a Kyle Lowry and like Pascal Siakam, or Kyle and like Jakob, or something like that, or Kyle and like Fred VanVleet to Minnesota, or Kyle and Ibaka to Minnesota for Wiggins, something like that. You do it. You pick up Wiggins. You get it younger. One, yes, he's still making the same amount of contracts, so you're not making any money, but it changes things up. Imagine if Fred VanVleet, you still have OG, like you could have like a nice small ball lineup there. Valanciunas at the 5. It's not small ball there. Or Perto, whoever you want to put there. Pascal Siakam there. You can run OG at the 4 maybe. I don't know how well he can defend 4s. I haven't watched that much film from him this year. You could have him, Wiggins. I think Wiggins would be an interesting spot. Or you can get whatever the 20th pick Kyle Lowry could offer if Indiana is interested in upgrading point guard. Or maybe Phoenix at 16 if they go Aiden and they want that point guard to be contenders next year, which I think they should do. I think if they go point guard at 1 with Doncic, because he'll play point guard there, or if they go Aiden at 1, you try to use that 16th pick and like Bender or Chris to go after the other position. So if you take Doncic at 1, try to use Bender and Chris and pick 16 to go after a center, and if you take Aiden at 1, do vice versa and try to get a point guard. So maybe Kyle Lowry could be interested for them. I don't know, because yeah, like Devin Booker's a free agent next year. He only has 2 years left on his deal, so if you have that cap flexibility for 2 years where that's not going to hit your prime free agency window, you do that, and then like you can pay like obviously Josh Jackson when the time comes up and stuff like that. But yeah, I think Kyle Lowry, they should definitely switch things up in Toronto. Clearly it's not working with the backcourt of them. It's kind of weird every year, like one of those like all the good backcourts of like McCollum, Lillard, Wall, Beal, Lowry, DeRozan, they all disappoint. They all really disappoint. It's like they all contend for the top ones. Always disappoint. It's just really like Harden and Paul were this year, and obviously Curry and Clay. But yeah, those 3 really disappointed, and it's been like that kind of for a little bit. Yeah, and then maybe that's time. Maybe people should switch things up, get big men. I don't know, because clearly there's one a common factor here. They don't really have great defensive big man. I know Nurkic wasn't terrible and Valanciunas wasn't terrible, but not like that elite rim protector. Or neither of these teams have really great forwards besides Washington. I mean, even like OG, I do have faith in being pretty good. So yeah, that is going to be it for me. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy this top 5 players that I think should be traded in the offseason video. It's just my opinion. I don't think like I can probably see none of these happening. It's just what I think they should do. I wasn't like gonna just say these will happen, because there's probably a good chance that 0 of these will happen. So I'm sorry if one of these are your favorite players on your favorite team and you don't want to see them traded. This is what I think the team's route should be. And yeah, so just drop a like on this video if you guys enjoy. I'm gonna be double uploading for the 3rd day in a row. And yes, so there will be a Celtics rebuild out later today. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know in the comments any other NBA talk videos that you want to see. I kind of like doing these. It's kind of refreshing. It's a lot different than rebuilds, so it's kind of cool just to talk about the NBA, and I like to see your guys' opinions and insights in the comments below. So yeah, that's gonna be for me. Thank you for watching. I love you guys. See you guys next video. Peace. We just wanna